Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back another video from Clyde. So the other day I watched the death battle video of Madara versus Aizen, and I had a few complaints with it personally. I felt like there were some bits that they just were wrong about, and I really didn't like the end result as a whole either. And I think it's funny that like Clyde and Seth, like, what was it, a couple of years ago, actually did a Madara versus Aizen video, and explained it perfectly. And so for them to have a debunking video here is, I feel it's very apparent. It's very, yes, it's right that they are covering this, because I feel like the way they covered it, it was like a 50-odd minute video, went pretty in-depth, and Death Battle, I think, have just misinterpreted a few things, maybe, but let's see what these guys have to say on it, shall we, because I was very surprised by some of the stuff that came out in that video.
Let's get it, guys.
Death Battle. Yeah.
I think that's like fucking mobile game art.
Oh damn.
That's 360p footage.
Oof. Jump force stuff sound. Yeah, it's like, why can't they just use clips from the anime? Yeah.
I wonder if the editors
So
rushed.
weird. Yeah. Like the first thing they found.
They're getting it done right now. Oh my god, that's actually clean footage.
No way.
Gameplay, boys. Guys, what if I tell you the Hashirama rep? These guys read from they know how to say the names better than Mark.
Damn.
Said that he was gonna join after
Because
he
Mark
won
is
game.
pretty bad at
So
pronouncing the names.
I guess you already watched this. So.
Fucking really say that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my god.
I mean, we could just fucking.
What do you want to pause and then we fucking wait for James? Or
No, keep going. Let's go.
No, just keep watching it. Just keep watching it.
Keep going.
Like, he can just do it later.
If he says yes, though, it would be good.
Yo, so we got James as well. Sick.
JaymesHanson. James is a handful. Alright, we might as well restart it, I guess. I don't know.
I've already watched.
Yeah, but we need to restart it.
Yeah, but you gotta get the experience together.
Heads up. They're fucking copyrighting my shit hard, bro.
Alright, we're back on.
Oh!
Jump force clips again.
Oh, remember that guy?
Remember that guy.
Yeah, look at the Sakuga!
Sakuga these nuts, bitch.
Damn.
What?
No way.
That's the light? Oh! They're starting to steal some good scans from the videos. I'm like,
I'm loving how over the top they're being with this.
I can't wait to see the Pirates of Bleach fucking scans from the video. Oh, you're gonna love it.
Hey, Manga Panda.
Yeah, I love it. So not actually taken from the thing itself.
That was me fighting my fucking napkin.
Here we go.
Imagine losing your virginity only to find out that it was all fake.
Wait, is doing like Itachi Tsukuyomi scaling with Madara?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the f is going on, but I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, like why is that
Very
even?
specific with
Yeah.
their wording, so-
It's just trying to show how like good the Sharingan can be. But it's like,
There you
oh.
go. That little note.
Damn, they cursing.
Hmm.
I don't like this, jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Is the joke that he likes man on man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Clyde, what if that was us, bro?
Jesus.
I know, dude.
Oh, we get it. Yay.
James, shut up, bro.
Following the story, it's so technical. You're like a
It's not that confusing.
Obi Wallen.
It's not that confusing, like.
It's a lot of backstabbing, you know.
What's that? wasn't me. Who was that directed at?
It's not that confusing.
Handful, mate.
Can we get a name drop?
Benevolent. Sorry.
Oh, oh.
James, we get it, bro. Because of your heritage,
I'm making
they got another
jokes, bro. It's all
Jesus.
jokes.
Guys, it's okay. Because he's British, he has to always invade other people, so... what's going on here?
I'm attacked.
Is that Sassanal though, Seth? They're saying that?
What?
I think they just compared you directly to the sage. Like,
Wait, scroll back. Scroll back.
Whoa, whoa, what? Was he?
That's a debate you can have.
Yeah, like, was he? I don't think he was.
Like Six thinks that Madara's comparable to the Sage 6 passive. Most people don't think that. So, like, the only way, like, it's not bad to say that.
Yeah.
But it depends on whether or not you think that the powers that Naruto and Sasuke have are literally just like Hagoromo giving them half his power.
Yeah.
That's what they got. Or if you think that he gave them half his power, and then they unlocked further abilities, which
Through
further
it.
amped the power.
With
he
it,
gave
yeah,
them,
made them stronger.
which then makes it more hard to say that the Sage 6 Pass is stronger than Madara. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Now, whether or not the Sage 6 Pass wins is totally different, but yeah, in terms of just raw power, yeah, it's like a argument people have. So
Yeah, it's not like an actual
It's not that bad to
stated
say that,
fact,
but-
like, yeah.
most normal people wouldn't say that. I wonder what they're gonna do with speed, because they already said that f***ing the right cog it was light speed.
Light speed, and then so Madara's like, yeah.
yeah, I wonder what they're gonna say for
Yeah.
Bleach, because even we have trouble with some of this
The Bleach stuff is over the top, isn't it? Like, what?
I'm a beast.
Shut up, bitch. Ooh, that stamina, though? A day?
So, one thing to talk about with Madara is that, like, yeah, he creates a Tsukuyomi for literally everyone.
Everyone,
It's like
yeah.
fucking multiversal Genjutsu or something.
It's over the
Oh
top.
my god, you can whack it that high?
Dude, he creates a fucking, he creates a universe for all of them inside their brain.
Oh, shit.
Because that's what the Tsukuyomi does.
Huh, okay, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lightning
Just on
speed
crap.
god tree roots, see, that's what I'm saying, bro. They evolve it. This shit ain't even that bad.
They just hit 2019.
They hit 2019 level with this shit.
Oh, God.
It ain't that bad. Yeah. But now we gotta see what they did for Aizen.
Here we go. This is going to be so interesting.
Because you know the Madara thing, you know they got the Seth videos, you know they got Seth videos.
Yeah,
they can
yeah,
reference,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
They got there's even a lot of scaling videos of Madara, but
Yeah.
with Aizen, no one's really scaled Aizen that much since fucking 2017. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've talked about that's it.
So I think they're gonna fuck up Aizen just because they don't have a lot of reference.
They do mess up Aizen a lot in this.
Well, I mean, they definitely got a lot of those Madara arguments from me. That was like really niche shit.
Yeah.
No, from you.
They did. I'm the one that fucking posted that shit.
Yeah, I can understand. Seth's the guy that's got like the most like huge like scale and stuff on that.
They got it from Space Battles. They got it from
Alright, I'll let all the Bleach goons take it from here. I don't give a fuck.
Spiritual beings with very lost souls in the afterlife and purified those just some of the chat. I don't care. Nappa smokes your words, but
Those look like crusty ass scams,
they
bro.
Yeah.
they look scarred.
They edited it hard.
Let's get Biz.
Just get, yeah, it's like, come on, get the official like.
You need
Yeah.
Shinigami.
This is Shinigami. But it's not bad. I don't care.
This is due to his Reiatsu, a localized
Yes, Ryatsu.
as a result of his power.
I want their editor.
Jump fast. Wait, is that Jump fast?
Their editors hit and miss. He's like kind of weird sometimes. He seems kind of lazy with the video game.
Yeah, like get
He's
clips.
like contractually told to.
Hold on.
Maybe like maybe they're told to put as little anime clips in as possible.
But he can do it without it?
Do what without it?
He can do it without the incantation, he can just do
Of course
it.
can.
Ugh, grainy.
You're ugly. Kick Halo.
The Shinigami Zanpakuto magic he showed that possessed sentient spirits.
Oh damn, bro.
Complete hypnosis.
Doesn't need his sword anymore, but whatever.
Yeah, which Aizen is this?
Good question!
Alright, hold on, let's see. If they don't need Snoopin, it's already over.
Is that fan made? Looks so weird.
Yeah, it's very odd how they've got all this together.
But it was all worth it when he perfected his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku. An immensely powerful
What?
reality.
Wait, but he didn't make it. What?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
No, the way he said Hogyoku.
Yeah, by the way he said it.
The Hokioku.
Also, evolves Aizen to boost power. Interesting.
Boost power.
Yeah.
How does the editor do shit like that when he steals these scans?
Yeah.
I'll make a note in a minute. So they say that like they assume they assume that each specific place is the size of the Earth. Yet they've not taken into consideration that things like reverse London exist, which could imply that there's a reverse Earth dimension, so you would actually do it by 2 times. So I don't know where they've got this like Waco Mundo Serate is the size of Earth, but it should actually be bigger.
Yeah.
Like with these scans here, by the way, are they saying like the power of like each universe or each just like individual world? Like they're only
The power of
They're considering them planets. They're considering them planets.
Them as. Yeah.
Well, if they're considering them planets, then that's already GG then, right?
I don't know, because
Well,
3 planets make you a bump
Yeah.
Madara, like.
I don't know. I don't know, but I also have to remember, like the...
Don't bet Chop's
like,
fit.
the novels already imply, like, galaxy universal shit, so, like...
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, like... I mean, I guess, like, the low ball is planetary, but it's more likely universal.
Well, Madara can't blow planets up.
And then we're not considering, the pocket universes,
I mean,
pocket dimensions.
they might say more, won't they?
But I got a Ganta, too.
Oh.
Like those little, like, extra dimensions, yeah.
We haven't heard
Yeah.
that from let's listen to what they say then.
Yeah.
Because there's other
Come
shit.
on. I can't wait to see how they react to the ending of this.
No, that was Ichigo, but okay.
Yeah, it was.
That was Ichigo, not Aizen.
Ichigo could do that, like, literally Soul Society arc.
Yeah, because Ichigo even says that was me, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright, and the galaxy feet.
They try to do some more grounded feed-based scaling in these videos, I think.
Galaxy
No, so like, there's a physical meteor.
No, shut
they
up, bitch, I'm
blew
trying
up.
to...
Chuck, you said you could talk.
Here we go.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, no! Oh, no, they used that.
Ugh.
Okay.
When are they gonna lose?
No, it's light! It's light, bro!
It's like 2017.
That exact wording. Let's just go back.
That's 2017.
Yeah, they're still stuck in that mindset, bro. Like they haven't fucking learned
The
shit.
same guidebook says Seidos are light-based attacks,
Yeah.
bro, and then we have...
But
Yeah.
We have Yoruichi and Soifon literally at Rusty as
The Negashion?
Yeah.
which is light.
Mm-hmm.
all the lieutenants dodged it. I mean,
Yeah, they move.
Apparently, like the Ceros 2 scale to lieutenants from the fucking.
Well,
from the
they
main-
want to add the guidebook because it's like it sounds edgy, it's like niche.
Yeah, it's be like,
That's
it's
the
official
current meta
source.
with, power scaling.
Byakuya's petals literally catch light, and he has like a fucking billion of them, and Ichigo reacted to that shit.
So like, obviously they want to do like what Steph said before was valid. Like they obviously want to show the mountain stuff, and then the meteor stuff, and then stuff in the data books.
To scale up, yeah.
No. Wait,
Yeah.
I'm not finished because like it looks cool to like really normal fans that are like, well, they're using big.
Yeah, wow. But
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. It looks cool, but
Things they can understand.
yeah, it's like if you don't know all about scaling, this is interesting to you. But like, it's interesting with the wording that they make about Lilsto Lumpard because it's literally word for word what we have said in our videos. Like, just listen to what they say.
right.
I've said that verbatim.
Yeah, weaker characters is a very Seth and Clyde vernacular. Stop saying Hoki
Yoki Yoko.
Oh, wait, what did you have a problem with there, James?
It said Hogoku abandoned Aizen. No, he didn't.
No.
He just requested Aizen's wish.
Yeah, he gave up on it.
It fulfilled his wish, but yeah.
Yeah.
And Urahara
Didn't
also...
abandon him. Otherwise, he would have been gone, but stuck with it in his soul.
It's funny, because Urahara had him in checkmate regardless. He said, alright, you're weak enough to be sealed. But he still has the Hogyoku later, so it obviously didn't leave him.
Yeah.
I think in the novels it stated that, what was it, that one fucking Stern Ritter was trying to steal it from him still. Yeah, Shaz
Oh,
was
right,
trying to
okay,
steal it
yeah,
from him,
cool.
So implying he's still at it,
Yeah. So it's still there.
Tried to steal Aizen, so he said it was impossible to get, so he wanted to make his own, and then he got shot by Ichigo in one blow.
Yeah.
That scan right there is... I'm not sure if that's the one. Death Battle, please get Viz. It's only like $2 a month.
God, yeah, they do look bad, the pounds they're using. It's like the way the text is off as well and stuff off the page and that. It's like, come on.
You're not gonna go over the Yuan shit, or...
Back when Raditz and Chair Aizen were the...
They barely touch upon it.
Oh, thank God they didn't say you was.
You watch.
They could say Yuha, but not Hogyoku.
I can't wait for them to talk about the end of the fight, man. Oh my god.
Game Boy ass fucking transitions.
Look, the editing's kind of cool right here, right?
It looks alright, yeah, weird. I like it. It looks class in places.
They have these raw edits, but it's with these shit scans.
Yeah, it just makes it look bad.
No one has ever stood at the top.
Oh, where did they get that? Where did they get that, bro? That's from our video. We had that at the end of our fucking video. That exact scene. That exact scene is in our video at the end.
Oh my god.
Exact scene.
No.
Oh my god.
I stand at the top.
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, so I don't know about Madara, but they already f***ed up for Aizen.
Well, okay.
It gets better.
Speed with speed.
Okay, so let's pause real quick.
Yeah.
So, something that I usually do when I go over Screw Attack videos is, okay, do I think that Madara is moon level? No. You know what I mean? I think they tried to imply he was moonish level or something like that. Because he scales to the Sage of Six Paths, maybe. It's
it's questionable whether he does anyway.
I think Madara's way stronger than that, you know what I mean? And it's similar thing, it's oh, you guys think Aizen's universal or something like that. So yeah, it's I don't think so either. But regardless, it's when you're doing these analysis videos, you kind of have to talk about their own internal consistency a little bit because
what are they capable of, and what's the next person capable of, within a minimum.
They're talking about Madara's dropping these meteors. What has he actually done on screen, not just lore. And the same thing they kind of do for Aizen. They're okay, what has he done on screen? So you kind of have to just talk about the little niche details that they get right or wrong, rather than implying your own scaling. Because if I applied my own scaling, I could point out way more shit. I could rant for 8 hours about why Madara is stronger than Moon level. You know what I mean? But I mean, dude, the fact that they said if they, how they said the God Tree is lightning speed. You remember when they said that?
Yeah.
So the God Tree was shooting lightning. Dude, if the God Tree shot at lightning speed, that shit's planet level. That tree is planet level, on its own. If it's lightning speed, just to its raw side.
From the Force, to create something that fast.
It was literally
interesting.
There's literally calcs that if that's lightning speed, it's planet level. So they literally just admitted that the God Tree is planet level, but then they still calculate that Madara is way less than that.
Yeah. That would be
So anyway, that's just what I've gathered from the 4 years of watching Death Battle videos is that they just don't do a lot of lore based. They don't do lore based power scaling. You know what I mean? They try to do more. They try to do more physical based scaling, which I mean the God Tree is planet level by their own fucking emission, but still, like that. So that's something you have to keep in mind when you're talking to them. So for a series like Bleach is pure lore. A lot of the time, it's almost pure lore. You gotta know all the weird shit about Waco Mundo, London.
Gotta know how stuff
big these
works.
planets are or universes or whatever to really fucking get into it. So
it's not really given to you on the surface level.
Exactly, yeah. So
You have to do more digging. And Naruto's more straightforward.
And at the end of the day, like the truth be told, is that the videos they make are meant to be for fun. So like, it's a mixture of like we have to hold them to
lighthearted and entertainment
make so much damn money.
and scaling. It's like, yeah, it's not like how you guys do the videos where it's pure like
You can understand why the scaling
get the scaling done.
like just cut and dry and
Mm.
level stuff. But
There is
aside,
that as well.
definitely watch that video.
Let me real quick, and then I want to watch this fight. So.
Yeah, like, I will say that, like, I feel that to, like, more accurately, like, demonstrate, like, a character's power, I think you have to go off of lore and feats, you know? Like, go off the story and the, you know, like on-panel, like, shit, you know?
Yeah.
I lack a lot of context.
I reckon they just pay a couple of researchers that no one's ever heard before.
Probably just go tell us like, hey, give us facts.
A lot of the shit that's already shown is literally ripped from our videos. The Lil So Lumpard thing is stuff that I've said verbatim, and then the Aizen outro. I wonder where that came from. Kind of reminds me of that video I did from 2017, where at the very end of the video it shows that same scene of Aizen going up into the sky and putting his hair back. If you go and watch our video at the end, you'll see it.
So bizarre.
Nah, that was 2017.
Yeah, like on the Lightspeed thing, like I'm pretty sure the guide right after that, or the same guide, I will say, like, when on the lightning Clyde and I did advocate for that, but that was like way early on, you know. That's before we started like reading more and like analyzing like these battles. Like, for example, it wasn't until recently that we like really paid attention to like the I can speak for myself, I don't know about Clyde, but like with the Yami thing, like when he was firing his bala, like, you know, Kisuke was able to like react to that shit and like, you know, pretty much just fuck with them. So it's like an FTL feed right there, for example.
The video, but it pretty much works like this. If the Nagashion's Lightspeed, the Lieutenant scale directly to Menos Grande, that's consistently Lightspeed, and then if you use someone like fucking Yami, like what Chuck just said, his balas move 20 times faster, and Urahara can like react to that. That's just like a run off the dome fucking thing.
But this is things you should know if you watch the
Then
series.
you have Zamari, and then you have Harabel and a Starcore, like way faster than that, and then Aizen and
Speed is
Base already slaps all of them, and that's before his transformation. So like, I don't know about the Madara side of things, but I'm guessing you can scale like Aizen to be much faster, right?
No,
So,
Series getting low ball.
no.
So apparently someone said in the chat that they say that the God Tree makes him large planet level. I don't know if that's after the fight or during the thing. I don't remember it saying that. I don't know if there's like a weird tab at the top right, but I don't remember them saying it made him large planet. But if it did, you know, that's good on them. That's directly from my planet level Naruto video, so I'd hope so. But yeah.
And then also, like James said, with the infinite teleportation thing.
Anyway, we can watch now.
We'll get into that in a bit. Yeah.
Let's see the fight.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Ryu was faster than his own shadow in Soul Society arc. That's funny, that's true.
I can see everything.
What?
Yeah.
Well, the right
Bad guy.
play that. Aizen's very pink.
He's got sunburn in the fire.
You have a problem with pink people or what?
Broly type beat.
I was very confused by some of the stuff that happened in this fight. Like,
I feel like we get paid to watch this on stream. Like, watch this badass fan animation.
bam.
Imagine Madara fucking headbutted like that.
Yeah, that would not happen. Yeah.
Why? You're going under?
Yeah.
No,
Take
Yeah, he's so casual about stuff. He's like, come on, take it.
That's some Saitama shit.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Isn't his blade fused with his hand by this point, or is it?
Dude, he looks like a
Yeah, it's usually fused to his hand, isn't it? It's part of him. He becomes one with it, doesn't he?
I'm the devil. This is Broly type beat.
Penthouse, whoa!
Whoa.
I'm a devil.
Oh my god! Wait! Hold on. Look at this face.
He looks like
sideburns. The sideburns, bro.
he looks like Mr. Tomo there.
Why is it clear?
Whoa!
Wait, boys, it's
Uh-oh.
Hang on, boys.
What we're trying to see
Madara
here.
looks like Mr. Tomo in that shot.
Why is it
Dude, I think Rooster Teeth hacked into your account, man.
Alright, boys.
Fucking South Park, guys.
Why is it legit as him?
It does look a bit weird. I thought it was a bit odd.
His fucking face.
Oh my god.
He's not getting representation, Shut up, Wolfie, God.
Oh! Damn!
Go, Broly, go!
Go, Broly, go. Copy the music from Broly.
Dude, he could do that in base. Come on, bro.
Ow! Ow!
Oh.
I can't wait to see what we're actually into this.
Go, Aizen!
Oh shit.
I love it. Just taking the piss out of the Broly music. Go, Cheetah.
Okay, now you're gonna transform,
Go,
right?
Cheetah.
Transform again.
Dude, is Madara gonna do that fucking like Storm 4 fucking Limbo clone Susanoo shit? Does he actually do that? No way. Kiro Hitsuki. Oh shit.
Oh damn, he goes Isn't that forbidden keto? Or
ain't
like one of
allowed
those
to do
kind of
that.
ketos, right?
What? That's forbidden!
How the hell are we gonna get him with this then?
Wait!
How?
But Aizen can use the time hacks! The time hacks jutsu!
Why is he riding on
The
it?
time hack jutsu.
What's this fucking South
This is
Park
so
fucking
weird.
Family Guy?
What is this fucking script writing?
What is it? It's like a parody.
You're so corny, bro.
Let's go!
Oh shit.
Almost had me there, you tricky bastard.
Wait, Madara doesn't even need his third eye, bro?
Oh!
Stupid human.
Oh? What? Oh shit.
Damn! Yo, this shit goes hard. Feel free to screenshot.
Yo, feel free to fucking screen record.
Huh?
Shit.
Oh!
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But Aizen, you can regenerate, bro.
No, I don't think I will.
Go, Madara, go.
You're not gonna regen, bro?
That was...
Of course Madara won. He baked dice twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only baked dice.
Wouldn't the Monster Aizen be stronger than the Mugen one?
Oh, mate.
Madara's normal swings like...
Wait, let him... Wait, rewind. Well, let's hear the explanation.
Yeah, let them explain.
Let's hear what they say.
Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our
Okay.
calculations, Madara spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about
Oh, this is what it is.
6 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to
Damn.
his rare yoke. And both ended up being roughly as
They really did say Madara was almost planet level with that shit.
possible beats and numbers to go in to determine their limits. The point is,
That's where they said it
going
then.
to be close to even. Which means the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other. Madara's
If they're equal in powers, then...
abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen. While Soul Reapers like
variety
that
of powers.
invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual
I
beings
wonder where
like
that came from.
God.
Rinnegan lets you
Oh
see
my
her
God.
human souls, and that's exactly what a
Yeah,
Soul
we think
Reaper
that the Rinnegan could probably see Shinigami.
utilize spirit energy
Yeah.
to operate
We said it in our collab.
being formed into attacks like ninjutsu and Kido.
I'm just trying to figure out why...
Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's range attacks and even dispel his force fields.
So Aizen doesn't need those attacks.
Hmm.
Complete hypnosis was Sharingan users can break out of illusions no
You can
sweat,
see his
even
fucking
once
sword.
his power
This is where I had an issue with.
Yomi. And since Madara can switch between
What?
Rinnegan and the Sharingan at will, he'd be able to
I
break
definitely
out
want
of
to talk
illusion
about that.
anytime he
Hmm.
Aizen's illusions are nearly perfect, but no
Oh my God, I missed it.
Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its
Oh yeah, Unohana Love? Yeah.
Go on.
But Unohana didn't know she was under
Yeah, she
the...
did.
Yeah.
No, she didn't. You're right.
Aizen was
No,
feeding her through...
Oh, that was impressive. I don't know.
Who never showed any resistance to the kind of mental illusions Madara can create.
It was a fighting Aizen at that minute, you fucking dumb c***.
Defensive options at Madara's disposal, whether it be his clones, meteors, or monsters summoned by the Rinnegan, kept Aizen constantly on the back foot. But none of that mattered if they couldn't kill each other, and both had pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything.
Hmm.
Except for
And Aizen can adapt to Madara Khan.
Aizen's regen is a little bit better. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
literally annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating.
Aizen would not get killed by that true seeking orb.
No.
Spiritual beings.
You have to kill the Hogyo.
Okay, so like we can pause it real quick. So okay, so we know that true seeking orbs can kill spiritual beings.
Yeah.
But
There we go, like-
but here's the thing about Shinigami is their fucking Zanpakuto literally destroy like your soul and shit, dude. Like they have abilities that like there's an ability called I think it's just like
China's hot sleep.
it's like I think there's an ability called like I think Hado 50 or something like that. It's like a fire ability.
The one that toasts.
And Hado 54, whatever it is, some Hado something. It's a fire ability, and it actually erases souls from existence.
Damn.
It's not
Okay,
considered
that's
forbidden
intense.
or weird knowledge. I don't know the exact.
It's the one he uses to get rid of Grim Jazz. I'm going Seth.
So anyway, they have fires that remove people from existence. Quincy's remove souls from existence. All kinds of things, and yet you have all these Shinigami with all their sealing abilities. You have Ichibei, who can literally reduce Aizen's power to like an ant if he somehow could, which I don't think he could anyway. But say that if he could, even if they could reduce his power to an ant, and they shot him with fucking Hados and Quincy arrows or whatever they could fucking muster, or even Yamamoto's Bankai or whatever soul cutter they could find. Nothing can kill Aizen. Nothing can remove him from existence due to his Hogyoku. So his Hogyoku has like an extra level of immortality and regen beyond just the soul. So Madara's true-seeking orbs being able to kill souls. Well, I appreciate these guys bringing it up. It's a very underlooked thing. There's no proof that it can remove Aizen from existence because Aizen's kind of like a next step into the astral plane, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's a step above because of where he's going, and he had potential to evolve further from where he was at as well.
The orbs just have never proved that they can remove someone like Aizen from existence. But if you were to ask me, I'd say a better win con for Madara would be maybe. I do think that Madara's Genjutsu is very underrated. Like I said, he does actually have like some fucking, more than likely, some fourth dimensional fucking mind hacks, unironically, which is crazy. But
here's the problem, Dan. I wanted you to kind of clarify on this, right? Can you only use one Sharingan ability once per turn? Like, can you use two abilities at the same time?
Let me answer this first, though. So I think a better win con for Madara is not to like eviscerate him from reality with the true seeking orb. Right. I'm not saying Madara can't win. Madara could win theoretically. But I think a better win con would be to, like, say, seal him with the true-seeking rods or something, not really.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, maybe, like, beat him down in a fight, and then when he's evolving, like, seal him with the true-seeking rods. Rather than, like, obliterate him from existence, you know what I mean? Because Aizen is a little bit of a step beyond a soul. But anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah, so, like, they were talking about how Madara's Sharingan can break out of Aizen's illusion, right? But the problem is with that, and this is where I kind of wanted to get your clarification on, is that because Aizen doesn't need his sword to get people under illusion because he is the sword, and so...
Yeah, because he's become part of it,
do you in, basically. Then, theoretically, Madara would have to consistently use his Sharingan to keep consistently breaking out of illusion, which, by logic sense... he can't use any other ability
unless it's able to use more. I see what you're saying, yeah.
Staying off of the illusion, if that makes sense.
So, the Renegon's weird because the Renegon might have illusion resistance. Like, for instance, Sasuke's Renegon was able to resist the infinite Tsukuyomi.
But he's only using one.
As, you can resist,
where he has a Sharingan in his other eye.
Genjutsu with a Renegon kind of thing. But I know what you mean. The Renegon does have a little bit less Genjutsu breaking feats or lore, like maybe it's just something where it just only breaks Renegon Genjutsu or something like that. But I would argue that it's not even so much about like Madara breaking out of Aizen's Genjutsu, so much more. Well, sorry, not Genjutsu, just his Kyokusugutsu,
illusions.
Whatever. I don't even think it's more like that. I think it's more like would Madara even know he's under it? And here's the thing: even if Madara did somehow like could perceive reality if he tried really hard, like to focus on where Aizen was, it's like, okay, if he doesn't focus on it all the time, does it just like, will he just get caught back in it or whatever, So for one, you have to prove, and I'm not saying he can, but for one, you have to prove that Madara would know he's under an illusion.
Yeah.
They brought up, Unohana being like, oh, I think something's kind of weird about this body, but it's like, dude, Unohana is like extremely, an extremely powerful,
she's
extremely old Shinigami.
Been around a while.
The same energy system as Aizen, and she's also a medical professional. She just thought, oh, this body just seems kind of weird. So that just means that.
Like Volcano, pretty much.
So that pretty much, what that means? That pretty much just means that Aizen just could have made like a shit body or something, or like a not so ultra perfect body, and Unohana's like, this seems kind of fun.
Seems weird.
He has characteristics where he consistently Fox characters too, like Shinji and Unohana, like those scenes in particular, like he literally says, "Oh, good job," like he's like patting her on the back like a child. Like it's not even a crazy thing. He's like, "Yeah, good job, Unohana," that he leaves. Like that's the extent of that. There is stuff I want to say to you, by the way. So. I think it's pretty fucking frustrating whenever people talk about Aizen every damn time, unless it's Seth, James, and Chuck and I. Like, every single person we see always messes up the fact that he doesn't have the hilt of his sword and the handle, and in this animation, he's clearly holding his sword normally. If you've just watched the episodes where they fight in Karakura Town, the second he goes into his transformations,
he's like, becomes one with his sword.
Why is it not being referenced? Like the feats that Yuhabaka do later, the way Aizen scowls there while sealed, and then what the fuck's going on with the hypnosis stuff? Like, as Seth was saying before, there's a chance that like Madara from the start of the battle wouldn't even know he's under hypnosis. Because it just he has it. The guy's fucking body, and you're under Kyoka Suigetsu. It's not like the old days where he has to whip out his sword and show it to you. You just look at his body.
He's like, part of it. Yeah.
In the Mugen when he went to go visit him, and boom, he's under hypnosis, and it lasts forever too until he turns it off.
So, I think so one thing I don't understand is I don't know if they're using Mugen Aizen or anything like that because
which is weird.
I was gonna bring up if they use Mugen Aizen. So I was assuming they're using this butterfly Aizen, but Mugen Aizen has a feat where he can put Yuha under Kyoka Suigetsu even though he can see all possible fucking timelines.
Yeah, to all futures and ability, like things going on.
It actually is kind of like on almost some. If you especially if you consider a Yuha like if you consider a Yuha like a universal to a multiversal being, then Aizen definitely could probably put fucking Madara, especially two-eyed Madara, under Kyoka Suigetsu.
Definitely.
They also didn't bring up Mugen Aizen or three-eyed Madara, and three-eyed and the big thing about three-eyed Madara is his infinite Tsukuyomi is like the multiversal genjutsu because it projects like a 4D genjutsu into everyone's brain or whatever. It's like thousands of people. But then even then it's kind of weird because the infinite Tsukuyomi doesn't seem to work on dead people. So like by their own.
Oh yeah, because like the Edo Tensei, they're not under its effect.
It's not alive, so I don't know. It's weird for Madara to genjutsu out genjutsu.
Yeah.
Aizen.
I have one more thing. My last thing, and then I'll let you guys say the rest of what you want to say, and we can finish the last.
Yeah, because the Edo Tensei, they're not under it at all.
The other problem I have already straight away is they recognise the Hogyoku and how it has good regen, but they literally don't reference how Aizen was hit by an ability which, in his own eyes, was so strong. He couldn't sense it at all whatsoever. Right? I'll say this just so it's like vocalised in the video because it does need to be said. Throughout the whole battle with Ichigo, he can't sense Dongai Ichigo, and Dongai Ichigo's fucking around with him in the fight. That's why he's able to be damaged by the Fragor, because he literally allows the attack to happen. And then what happens afterwards is he grabs Ichigo by the throat, Ichigo's like, and then he like slashes those rings away. So it's obvious at any point in that battle he could have overpowered Aizen. Then what happens is that Ichigo transforms into the Mugetsu. Aizen says, word for word in the manga, I still can't sense him. Then he goes on to say, this dude feels like he's on a completely dimensional plane to me in terms of his power. Like, it doesn't matter if you actually believe he's a dimensional tier above him. Like, that's not the point. The point is that in Aizen's eyes, Ichigo is so much stronger that that's how he describes his power, like, from his perspective. He gets hit by the Mugetsu, and he doesn't even fucking die.
Yeah,
he's able to come
he's
back
still...
with an ability which
and he was going to evolve if...
That is an insane feat.
Urahara hadn't done the Kido thing.
Well, that's why I said that the true seeking orbs wouldn't,
they would not do what they're saying they do in that video. Yeah.
So just being able to remove a soul from existence isn't enough to erase Aizen.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. So.
I fully do agree with you. I just wanted to say at that point. There's one more thing.
Very valid. Clyde's on this.
Even better in this fight against Madara than he would against Ichigo too, because he doesn't really have a reason to lose hope in the fight like he did against Ichigo. Like there wouldn't be that character realization in this battle against Madara. The Hogyoku would be like, yo, you need a power up? Coming right up.
Here we go. You need to evolve. Here we go. Keep going. Yeah.
So like one thing I wanted to say is like I know that like the battles are supposed to be like like they're not always the same interpretation that how the actual battle would go, right? But I thought that like they should have added in more Kidos, especially the forbidden ones. Like Aizen has a time stop one, which is I think it's called Jikanteshi, something like that. And then he also has a Itokaso, which is the one that Yamamoto used on him. So if it really got down to it, and Aizen was really desperate, he could literally just use that time stop or sacrifice.
in the video, there was a little note on the corner, and it mentions about Tessai saying how Aizen was able to stop an attack from Tessai, who was like a Kido lieutenant, right? The same lieutenant that used time stop and teleportation. If you want to use the argument that, you know, Hogyoku didn't teleport while he was fighting Ichigo, that's fine. But we know that Aizen is way stronger than Tessai and can do forbidden Kidos without incantation. So, you know, it's the speed feat, in my eyes, you know, for Aizen, absolutely outscales Madara, right? And that's what bothers me, is that they put a lot of emphasis on Madara, saying, oh, he can do the six paths of pain, like Rinnegan abilities, blah, blah, blah. Even though he hasn't been shown to do it, they said that in the corner of the screen. Yet they don't go into Aizen potentially doing the Kidos and the abilities.
Yeah, the other stuff that he's able to do on top. Yeah, they really did try and push the whole like way they wanted this to go.
I'm going to let you go, Seth, but I just want to say this real quick. It's actually pretty funny to think Seth and I went out of our way in 2017 to actually vocalize in our video. We said, by the way, Aizen might have access to all of the Kidos that would be available because he'd be a Kido master. And like, we even said that back then, so...
You said
still now they're not using them.
The limits of the Shinigami. So you're telling me that Aizen, throughout all of his time in the Soul Society, decided to go over to the Hollow side because, like, he couldn't be asked to learn Kido? Like,
yeah, no, there's no way that was it.
But not the others.
Yeah, exactly, right? It doesn't make sense, right? Sorry, yeah.
So, okay, so I guess another thing to talk about as well is, just like more of Madara's win con. So, I think a Madara win con,
I think Seth's being quite fair in this, but at the same time, it's like...
and try to seal him. But it needs to be... It might need to be somewhat immediate, because the problem with Madara is that Madara in character does not use his genjutsu right away, whereas Aizen
Yeah,
does.
Aizen just straight away is just like, I'm happy with everyone being under my ability from the get-go, because it's fun.
Multiversal fucking illusion hacks, because it can...
He loves revealing to people, it's like, oh, you've been under this the whole time, you idiot.
Then Madara would be under the illusion pretty much right away. And if the battle drags on too long, or if you say Madara is in character to the point where, you know, he really wants to test what Aizen's made of, he wants to test his new powers, he wants to have fun like he did versus, you know, Might Guy or some shit, then Aizen only, if you think they're equal, you know, they think they're equal, so if you think they're equal, then Aizen's not only going to have the illusion thing right away, which we have no proof if Madara would immediately pick up on or not.
Yeah, we don't know.
He could break it with the Sharingan. He might have to pick up on it later. So not only that, but Aizen only gets stronger as the fight goes on.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like that.
It constantly evolves.
And then, you know, Madara's trump card, the Infinite Tsukuyomi, does not work on Aizen. So you have to hope that Madara is able to hit him with his Sharingan after breaking out of the Kyoko Suigetsu and figuring out it happened. Even though
It's such
they're apparently
work that he has to do to just get a potential win.
They're exactly equals. It's probably an okay fight, but yeah, those are some win cons for both of them. I'm not saying who wins or loses, but those are some possibilities.
Okay, we're not going there.
But
Newbie question for you. Is Madara's chakra limitless, or is there a limit to it? Does it deplete like any normal ninja?
So it's stated that the Ten Tails has like immeasurable chakra when Sage Naruto tries to measure it. However, when like Kaguya does her dimension swapping, she has more chakra, she runs out of chakra. So they can run out of chakra. So
when the Kido dragons were used, I was like, well, that's just going to deplete Madara like very rapidly the longer that they're out. So he should be getting weaker, and that Susanoo should have deteriorated over time. By that logic.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He was saying that the dragon Kidos could like absorb some of Madara's chakra. That was what he was saying.
Yeah, that's what they're made for. They're not made for offensive. They're made to drain energy in the surrounding area.
Yuha is trying to fucking drain his fucking shit.
Yeah.
Say that Madara's Susanoo is like an extremely inconsequential amount of his energy compared to like I'm sure he could use the Susanoo like 50 trillion times over. You know what I mean? Like
keep going with that.
Yeah. But
I got one more thing to say. So they do sort of paint the picture that, like, you know, because Renegons can break out of illusions and so on. That works in this fight on an equal playing field. I like the idea of it in versus battles where you don't nerf one burst. I think that's fair. I like that.
Yeah.
But then the issue is on the bleach side. So does that mean if Aizen's Reiatsu gets to a high enough level, he can literally just say no to Madara's abilities like he does to Soifon and others? Like, is that going to be a part of the battle too? Because it's super flip floppy when it comes to this stuff. If they start doing things like that, where it's like one energy just negs the other one, because that is a thing in Bleach that happens. So is that going to be a part of this too?
The other thing too is you have to imagine, can Madara's eyes always see illusions? Where it seems that in Naruto, characters with the Sharingan at least can be hit by a Genjutsu.
Yeah, definitely they can be put under it.
Genjutsu Sharingan, and the Sharingan will start fucking activating and spinning around. So it seems like the Sharingan needs to activate before it sees through illusions as well. So
yeah, it needs to have that hit where it's like, right, okay, I'm under it, I need to realise it, boom.
The Renegon is a bit different. We don't really know a lot about the Renegon and its resistance. We just know Renegon can counter, this infinite Tsukuyomi thing. So, I mean, if you want to argue, it blocked a fucking multiversal Genjutsu, then it can block Kyoko Suigetsu or something, and that's up to you.
Yeah, that's why I was curious, because if you do the whole Hogyoku shit, then it's like, well, how far does this go with the way they set the...
Yeah.
It's just very...
The other thing is that Madara's Renegon seems to be a little bit different than Sasuke's Renegon as well. Sasuke has a Tomode Renegon that seems to have different abilities. Kaguya has her own Tomode, Sharingan or whatever, which has its own abilities. So even if Sasuke's Renegon could block the Infinite Tsukuyomi, we don't know if Madara's could. As an example, we know. The only other example we have is that characters like fucking Pain or Nagato with the Renegon don't have Genjutsu resistance. You know what I mean? Even with it active. Now their Renegon works differently than if Madara had it, but still, it's like we don't know if Madara's Renegon works exactly the same as Sasuke's or Kaguya's. So I feel like Madara should have whipped out the third eye in this fight, and if you whipped out the third eye, maybe it'd give him more concrete Genjutsu or illusion resistance than just the two eyes.
Just back him up a bit.
That's another weird thing they probably should have changed, but.
Yeah, I would say my main disappointments, and then I'm going to let you guys have your final says, and we'll finish off this last minute, is really just the sword, the hypnosis, and then the regen. I think that whoever did the research for him for this video, they clearly took things from our content. There's stuff that was said in Seth and I's individual videos and the collabs we've done, and it's it's very, very basic, surface level, reading the manga stuff. This should not be that hard to work out. It's pretty disappointing. The amount of money these motherfuckers get.
It is interesting that they didn't use the fact that Aizen's fused with his sword, so the ability is just the illusion's there straight off the bat and that.
I just think they nerfed both characters, and it's kind of pathetic, to be honest.
I agree.
And I don't know why Death Battle's obsession with using the mid-series transformations. I really don't understand.
Instead of actually fully understanding the growth and where they are at
Maybe.
at the end.
Yeah,
maybe there was more. Maybe there was more.
I want to say you guys are gonna love the next fight that they're doing.
Maybe there's more.
It's Saitama, isn't it, versus someone?
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. It should have been. Wait, Chuck. Last thing.
Oh my god, you did.
It should have been Chair Aizen with the seals. Looks way cooler. Go on, Chuck.
Yeah, so one thing I want to bring up as well is that the Aizen that has the seals on him, they don't restrict his power in terms of how much power he can access, because he can always access.
That's what he can put out.
The range is limited, right? So technically, he's not nerfed in the way people think, right? Because people might think, oh, that means his power is suppressed, in the terms of its raw potency, but no. So if the Mukin one fought him, he would be a lot more powerful than the Monster Aizen, obviously, but his range would be limited, so that would probably not be too that wouldn't be as good for him. But I mean, as you guys mentioned, his soul hacks and his regeneration should, theoretically, scale higher than...
Dude, some moron in the fucking chat was like, Madara has the Tomode Renegon. It's like, yeah, dude, that's what I said. He should have used it in the fight. He didn't. He used his normal.
Yeah.
Say that verbatim.
Why are you so fucking brain dead?
What's the other thing too? I should say this just for the video. We don't know if Yuha did counter the Kyoko Suigetsu either two when he grabbed him, because it seemed like Aizen was making fun of him when he got caught. He's like, you sure you're talking to the right person? It's like he would put himself in actual proper danger if he knew that he wouldn't be able to get away. So again, we don't know, but I'd say let's watch the final 54 seconds. Then
let's do this.
See what they do next. Thank you for watching this episode of Death Battle.
I didn't watch this bit. I skipped over, so I forgot that they preview who the next one is.
So here we
There's Saitama, yeah, but who's he versus? So I don't know who he's versus.
Oh man.
Is it
Popeye. Saitama versus Popeye.
Let's go. That's actually
What?
a banger. Wait a minute, that's a banger.
That's actually quite funny. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, arcade
That's a
based.
massive banger.
Damn.
Funny.
Wonder who they're actually gonna have win that one. So are they gonna go with like the Saitama
Jeez.
like gag character thing, or are they gonna try to actually scale them? Or might be funny. They should just do more shit like that. To be honest, this is like shonen battle shit.
Yeah, because there's too much work to do the series like Naruto and Bleach, honestly. You've got to know what you're talking about, but that would be so fucking funny.
Damn, so yeah, that was that. I'm sorry if there's loads of cuts in that, but like, there was a lot of bits where, because it was a stream, it just kept like the majority of the stream in, and I was just like, for like a reaction video, I felt like it'd be, I should just, when stuff's going on, so I apologise for if you're wondering why there's bits cut out. But anyway, yeah, that was weird. Like, yeah, they weren't as annoyed at the end as I thought they would be, but it was quite interesting. They were like, "Why are they saying this?" And yeah, because I was watching it, I was like, "What?" So, yeah, good video. And thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video uploaded, links in the description of the Patreon page. $1 a month is all to help support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch or discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Aizen should have won.